We're here in Back to the Future world, which is a pretty good world to live in, and this is a really nice selection. I'm going to start with this, which is the Ron Cobb drawing of the DeLorean. This comes from the Cobb family. This is all part of the Prop Store March 12th, 13th, and 14th live entertainment memorabilia auction here in Los Angeles. We're here with Brandon Allinger from Prop Store. This is pretty fabulous. You've had other drawings before. You had an overhead view, but this is pretty everything you want in a drawing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, one of the very early designs for the DeLorean time machine.
Not terribly different.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, it looks very much like it. You got the big fins at the back there. Ron Cobb was known for working on graph paper like this. It's just how he liked to work stuff out. So it's a wonderful piece. There's also a great interior sketch of all the
the controls and the dashboard. Yes, really wonderful.
Lot,
kind of goes
really
nice.
With it. Yeah.
Ron Cobb, for those of you paying attention, known for his design work on Aliens, Star Wars, the Cantina creatures, among other things. Really wonderful, talented illustrator. Conan the Barbarian. You guys have sold a lot of his Conan the Barbarian work as well. This is just sort of a fabulous. The DeLorean is the DeLorean. Speaking of the DeLorean, and I love this, this is from the DeLorean. This is the plutonium tube, and basically you can see there's a piece of tape on it. The reason there's tape on it is there's basically that you get the plutonium from the terrorists. You put the plutonium, doesn't that sound quaint? Like when that seems like it couldn't happen. Yeah. You put the plutonium, I'm not going to pull too hard, you put the plutonium in there, and then this would turn, but it doesn't turn right now because of the tape, but it does turn. If you buy this, you can turn it. And it would turn, and then it would line up with a thing, so it would basically fall down into the engine to provide the whatever, 1 point.
The gigawatts.
Gigawatts, exactly, because it's plutonium based. And this is wonderful. There were other ones of these cases that were static, but in terms of this, the one that turns, the hero one that turns, there was one of them on that movie from the DeLorean. So a real piece of the DeLorean with genuine, I think, Iranian plutonium. So that's very exciting. This I love. I'd read a little bit about this. It is documented in Rob and Jennifer Klein's wonderful book, The Back to the Future Almanac. This is a Chiquita guitar, and it is from basically the very famous scene where Marty shows up at Doc's place. Doc isn't there, and he plugs this guitar into the giant amp, and of course, strums it and blows the whole thing up. This came directly from the prop master on the Back to the Future movies, John Zemansky. And right in here, what do we got there? What's that writing there, Brandon?
I believe it says ACE01, and I think that stands for his company, the name of his prop company.
So this was an actual guitar. This was not made for the movie, but chosen for it. It also came with an amp that is not seen in the movie, because obviously he plugs into the real amp, but you get the amp as well. There are other guitars in the film. There's obviously the Johnny B. Good. There's 2 of those. Obviously never been seen, not seen.
I think someone has the one from part 2.
Okay,
I don't know if
but
the one
not
from
the
part
one.
1
Gotcha.
is out there. Yeah.
A pretty, very specific and wonderful just moment in Back to the Future.
And the introduction of the character.
Yes, very much like his music desires.
Yeah.
And then a little sort of unknown fact, if you check out one of our other videos where we're talking about the Gimli axe from Lord of the Rings, there are multiple sizes of this guitar. Michael J. Fox is so little that when he uses it, it seems like a normal size guitar. Because you're all like looking at this going, that guitar is so tiny. I don't remember it being tiny in the movie. But it turns out, you go watch it, this looks like a very normal size guitar because he's this tall in real life. He's a hilarious, so good in that movie. It's crazy. This guitar is wonderful. That is an incredibly memorable scene and a really key prop. And I really, really like that. Very unforgettable. And then we'll end with a Clint Eastwood original, right?
Yes. Yeah, the Western shirt from part 3. And this one screen matches.
Oh, wonderful. Really nice. What specifically screen matches?
I believe it's some of the stitching up here on the upper chest.
Yeah. God bless 4K.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Just the wonderful thing of being able to especially, and we see this a lot with wardrobe, where actual stitching irregularities, because they are so individualistic, do jump out at you, and you can screen match. And so this is screen matched from that movie. Really enjoyable. A lot of regular Western stuff in that movie. So in terms of like specific props that you can get, this is a piece of
Pretty
wardrobe.
memorable,
Yeah,
yes.
really memorable, jumps out at you, obviously wonderfully hideous looking, kind of really dig it as well. But for me, I got to go original film. So I'm kind of going over here a little bit more, with no offense to the third movie. But a really nice little Back to the Future section in the auction, I thought. What else you
Yeah,
got
no,
in there?
no,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, there's a number
Some
of smaller
newspapers,
pieces
yeah,
as
some
well.
very reasonable priced prop newspapers and whatnot,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff. Check out the Back to the Future section. Check these out in particular. I just think I think the world of them. So check that out. And check out the rest of our Prop Store auction videos available at the Stuff That Dreams Are Made Of YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@thestuffdreamsareMadeOf.